What's up guys, DCRC here. Today I'll be teaching you guys how I rebuild my Kyosho rb6 shocks. So first thing you want to do is clean off your shock with a toothbrush, like right here and here on the end of the eye, or the right at the top of the eyelet, and then just clean around the threads a little bit with a toothbrush. Just toothbrush would be easy, or whatever brush you have, it's alright. And yeah, so you just clean up your shock, make sure it's all clean. So first thing you'll need to do is grab your shock, something to put your oil in. Here's just the bottom of a cup I had. Of course you want your shock oil. I run 27.5 in the front. I'm sorry, not 27.5, 32.5. And then you will need a towel to put it on. This is a microfiber cloth. So yeah, that's all you'll need. So first you'll undo it, and the Kyosho shocks are different. They come apart from the bottom, so do not take off the cap, because if you take off the cap, if you put it back on, you can't bleed it right because there's no bleed screw on the cap. Alright, so what you'll want to do is dump out your oil, and while you're doing that, you can wipe off the bottom part. Kind of wipe off the old oil that might have some dirt in it or air bubbles or whatever. So just wipe that off. Make sure that, or just set the body of the shock down right side up so the oil can still run out onto the towel. Make sure that your piston slides, or the shock shaft slides through smooth onto the cartridge. And if it doesn't, and it's like sticky like this, which mine's not, but I'm just doing that with my hands. If it's sticky, you want to take off your piston and then pull your shaft out, and then you'll want to take off this little bottom black part, and then take off the X-rings that are in there, or O-rings, or whatever you have, and then put in new ones. So right now I have X-rings. They're good, they're smooth, and I'll start doing the rest of the rebuild. So you want to take your shock and you'll fill it up with oil, and I'll show you in a sec how much oil I filled up with. So you'll go about that much. Is perfect. It's, I don't know if you see that or not, but it's about 3-4 millimeters underneath the threads, because a lot of this bleeds out. So what you want to do is keep your piston all the way against the cartridge, and then there's the slot where the oil can run through. Keep that on top, and then slant your shock over, start screwing it in, and then once the oil starts to get out and you're about halfway done, what I'll do is push in the piston. Some of the air is coming out, and then you'll screw it down. Once you got the piston all the way down, you'll start screwing it down the rest of the way. Alright, so screw it down the rest of the way. I'll wipe off the oil on my towel. Good enough for now. I'm going to tighten it a little bit more, and then you'll want to move it up and down, and then I can feel that there's compression when I push in the piston. At the very last bit there's compression, so what I'll do is take the piston all the way back out, and then I'll find the notch on top of the cartridge where the slot is, where the bleeding slot happens. Unscrew it just a little bit, couple threads, and push it out the rest of the way. That oil, or that air that was in there, that was just from loosening the cartridge. That wasn't in the shock. So tighten that the rest of the way, wipe off the oil again, tighten it, and that's perfect. So there's zero rebound. That's how I run my shocks. There's no air, and it's perfect. There's zero rebound, no air. Just finger tighten it up the rest of the way. That's how I do it. I've never had a problem with them leaking, so then you're good. All you have to do is put your spring back on. I run pink springs in the front, white springs in the rear. 3-hole pistons all the way around. In the rear I'll run 30 weight oil, so it's 32, 30 low C oil, pink spring in the front, white spring in the back, 3-hole all the way around. And that's how I run my car. 24mm ride height in the front, 23 in the back, and you're good. You've just rebuilt your RB6 shock. See you later, guys. Peace out.